World Network. Dr. Ruth Anderson here for Focus on Lightworkers. Today, I am so happy to introduce you to Fran Bailey. She's an author, she's a dancer, she's an energy teacher and healer, and cannot wait to hear everything about Fran. Fran, thank you so much for being here today.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate that.
So, Fran was brought to me by Kathy Morrison, who helps to elevate light workers in their work and helps them to be known a little bit more. And when I was introduced to Fran, I immediately thought, she feels like somebody that the folks at Enlightened World Network should get to know. So, Fran, please just take a minute and then we'll come back to it. But give us an idea about the SHEVA method and what
Okay.
it is that you're bringing to folks. And then I want to talk with you about, gosh, what happened in your life that you got to this point?
Good question. So the SHEVA method is an acronym actually that was given to me in 2002, Seeking Harmony and Energy, Voice, and Action. And I was in a deep meditation and they sort of channeled this word. And then there was this other word that came. I worked with a lot of Indian healers. And so that was an Indian healer that came in and gave me this word about it would be a healing system. And so I went, okay, well, I guess my work is cut out for me. So that was over 20 years ago, and I've been developing it since of actually what it means. And, we're all seeking harmony. And as a dancer, I'm always physical. And so the action is energy and action and harmony. And basically it's what we all seek. And so I designed body work through all my dance training and anatomy training. And then through energy, looking at all the points, acupressure points. So actually doing that on the body with a roller and a mat, teaching people how to run energy, release energy out of their bodies. And then I got into a very deep meditation clearing and working with John Friedlander and Gloria Hampshire, who are clairvoyants and incredible psychics. And that I go deeper into meditation, understanding my gifts. And then, of course, I work with Rosalind Briere, who's a fabulous energy healer, medical intuitive. And basically, I kind of knew I had something as a child, but I didn't know what it was. I sort of pushed everything away. And when I met her, I went, oh my goodness. They found me, basically. So when you start doing this deep, deep work, it becomes your own self-inquiry about what you've been in the past. So I was a healer in many lifetimes, and all this information kept coming back to me and coming back to me. And I think that basically the system was designed for self-healing. And so my job is to suggest certain ways to go about enlightenment and do it very swiftly and very clearly. And so I've sort of done all the hard work. So I just direct you in certain ways for you to find your own path and suggest that you might do it this way, you might do it this way, you might do it this way to find your inner self. And then on top of it, I did what's called the Enneagram, which is a study of personalities. And that was designed by a man named Gurdjieff out of Russia. And he studied movement, cultured movement all over the world. And from that, he designed this sphere of, we're either body type, we're head type, or we're heart type. And we tend to navigate through life that way. And it's sort of a personality dissection, which is what I needed to do in order to figure out, okay, well, if I'm going to be a healer, I'm going to have to understand my own, my own stuff, my own, whatever that is, that stuff that holds us back, the personality stuff. So that's also in the SHEVA method, because it helps you to become accountable for your actions. Look at the energy of what type you are, whether you're head, body, or heart. then you do the energy work, then you find out about your body, and then you do the deep meditation. So it's all kind of one system that pulls all those things together. So that's how it evolved.
So I know you were raised Christian Scientist.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that that really helped to provide a foundation for this spirituality side of you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that, growing up as a Christian Science, we didn't do a lot of medicine. We really used mind over matter, and that we are perfection. This body that we have is perfect, and if we have a conversation with it and understand that we can heal ourselves. So that was ingrained in me. And I'm not saying that I'm not a devout Christian Scientist, but the method, the message is always positive, and it's always in light. There's a wonderful saying that Mary Baker Eddy, she's a woman who designed this religion, and she says, love is at the altar of truth. So, when I have that image, it's always at the top, that love permeates everything that we do. So it's that divine energy. And that's the basis of the work, because it's always about presenting that divinity and divine in you so that you can move on the path you wish.
Was there always support for you in this work, or were there stretches of life where you were having to find sources of support?
Well, I think with all the different careers that I have, my mom had a store and she was in retail, and I would go to New York all the time. And she wanted me to go into retail, and then I was a dancer. She was a dancer, and there was music. So I think all these things that happened to me ended up being a fortress, an impetus to evolve. So what really put it into fast gear was that my father died of cancer, and I think that the body responds with stress. And 2 years later, I got cancer. I've had a near-death experience. So your original question is, did you get support? I think that when you go on this path, it is path alone. And when you go on the spiritual path, it's like these passages that you have to go through in order to become this, in order to have your life work mean something. You have to kind of go through these periods of time. And so I had stage 4 cervical cancer. And the doctor said that they'd have to take everything out, and that you should, you're going to die. And I said, no, I'm not. And and by the way, you should get a lift because you had twins. And that did it. I said, really? So anyway, found a female doctor. I said, this is the work I do. I've been trained as an energy healer. We're going to work together. I would go every 3 months for 3 years to see if I did minimal stuff, but basically I learned to do energy work on my own body, killing the cancer cells. So when you kill a cancer inside the cell, you don't explode it. You encase it and you explode it on the inside. So that's one thing. 2, we all have cancer cells. We all have imperfections at some point. We all have these things that happen to us. And this to me was just like one of those, okay, we're just going to ride this. And I believe that this is a hiccup, and I'm whole, and then I will survive. I did this very quietly. So the support was in the inner work. Did I cry a lot? Yes. Because I couldn't tell anybody. So it was I needed to prove to myself that this was real because I kept getting information that it was the method or the way to heal was real. And I just kept pushing down that path. And so it's been a different kind of road for sure. Wearing two hats of people believing, people not believing, letting that go, and just understanding that you're always going to come back to that presence, that divine energy, so that you can continue what you're here to do.
And part of what you were here to do was to put your information into a book. Can you share with us about your book?
Yeah, it's emergence, reveal your essence, and it's all about the chakra system and beautiful colors. And I said that I would not write this unless it was channeled, and that every page had some sort of energy in it that you could get something out of. And the first exercise is you are to hold the book and put your energy in it so that it becomes yours, and it becomes, you open it up and it could be a page that you need to hear about, you know. So they're quotes but it's an explanation of the chakra system, how it works, what each chakra means, the purpose, the meaning, and then sort of the peripheral, the whole look at life and Einstein and physics and sort of all the natural processes that we have.
Beautiful. If folks want to purchase Emergence, can they do that on Amazon or where do they find that?
It's on my website, and I actually have the books here that I sign, and so I can send them. So just if you want to buy it, you can just order it and I will sign it and send it to you.
Okay, perfect. And your website is listed in the description here.
Okay.
Yeah. So if folks work with you, can they work with you one-on-one or is it group work? Does it all have to be in person? How does that work?
It's one-on-one. And of course, through COVID, of course, Zoom has been pretty friendly. Usually what happens is that I'll do a phone interview, just to see where you are. And then we'll get an idea of where the direction is going. And I usually do a package of 3, and we sort of get the big work done first so that you have something to work with. And it's pretty quick, it's pretty fast, I'm pretty direct. No matter what it is that you want, a career change, are you physically ill? Are you trying to clear from a death? But it doesn't, whatever it is. And then I do what's called a tune-up, which is like every quarter or something like that, just to check in to see where you are. I do work in my home, one-on-one, and this is my table where I work. It's my desk is my massage table. So, but yeah, you can do that. You can do the book. I am selling I did these mandalas 2 years ago that they're a drawing of each chakra and explanation, and you put those on the table and find out where you are that day by looking at it, when you're pulled with, how you're pulled. And so that's a cue. It's really good for people who are doing massage to kind of see where their energy is. Let's see what else. The book. Oh, I started a class, 101 class, SHEVA introduction class, just the beginning. That's online, and I'm working on a free sample, so that'll come out pretty soon, and then it just keeps growing. So
Okay. And so if folks want to learn more about you, they can go to your website. If they want to sign up for a session with you, they still go to your website. Is that the best way to find you?
yes.
Okay.
And then, they can contact me, and we'll exchange numbers and just see where you are. If you want to just chat and see if I'm the right fit. So
Perfect. And Fran, what last thing would you like our friends here at Enlightened World Network to know about you?
Um, well, I think that trusting your instinct, like trusting my own, I I do a lot of self-inquiry, which means that I do the work myself on myself before I present it. So I'm really the guinea pig, and I think that's kind of worth that makes it more solid, and that if there's a mistake, it goes through me first before I give it out there. So I would say trusting your instinct, and if you feel like you want to make that call, don't be afraid. If you want to make that jump, open that door. It may be dark, but go ahead and open it and stand there for a while until you decide I need to go. I need to leap. And I think that's the biggest thing, is that I can teach you how to trust yourself and trust your instincts. So,
Well, and
and I'm a fun person.
yeah, I know, I do know that. Your life depended on you trusting yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that we have volumes and volumes of information that we have access to, and this system that we're in is just remarkable. What we live in, what this is, because I mean, man, it's a beautiful instrument. So I think that's body doesn't lie. I think that's really important, really, to listen to what the body is telling you, even in a crisis, in any kind of, what is it that I need to know about this situation? What is it that is my lesson? And how do I find the answers or embrace the lesson without disappointment or anger or frustration, and just be in the moment of what it is that you're learning, no matter how hard, because we sure got some hard stuff.
Right.
All of us do.
Right.
So.
So, friends, if you are interested in a deep dive with Fran, I can tell it would be absolutely soul-led and very individually tailored to you and what it is that you're needing out of this. So, Fran, thank you for your time today. Fran
Certainly.
is going to be joining us here for a meditation here at Enlightened World Network in just a couple of minutes. So, friends, stick nearby. So take good care. God bless. We'll see you all soon. Thank you, Fran.
Thank you.